Good evening. This is Marlene Hurd, the host of Sharing Stories. This evening we're hosting with Paula Beal, my co-host. And Sharing Stories is doing a Black History Month educational session, and we're going to be talking about the Black Panther Party. We are interviewing tonight Patricia Wright, who's a community activist, a woman who is very passionate about educating her community and making them aware of things that they need to know. Today, we're going to be spotlighting Huey P. Newton, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. For some of you who may not know, the Black Panther Party was a movement driven by the needs of the poor and marginalized people. And the Black Panther Party did a lot for the community. For example, they ended up creating community survival programs. And you're going to learn about those today. So, ladies, welcome to Sharing Stories.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Patricia, this being Black History Month, we wanted to educate community regarding the significance behind the Black Panther Party, what people thought it was, and what they need to know what it really was. So we're going to ask you some questions and just speak from your heart. We know you have a lot of pictures you're going to be sharing, but most importantly, we want to let viewers know the historical history behind the Black Panther Party. So our first question to you is there still Black Panther Party of self-defense today?
Yes, it is still a Black Panther Party for self-defense. I think that once a Black Panther, always a Black Panther, and what we've done was maybe changed a few things, but the Black Panther Party is still going on and it's going strong. We have changed a few things and we are concentrating on housing. One of our main components is housing. We have a program where we're setting up a dormitory style housing all the way down to maybe affordable housing to purchase as time goes on, and to get people on programs such as Section 8 affordable housing and things where they could afford to live comfortably in their own house. But the main goal is to have affordable housing for purchase.
Okay, I like the sound of that. Go ahead, Paula.
Who is the current Minister of Self-Defense of the Black Panther Party?
Well, basically, I'm the current Minister of Defense for the Black Panther Party. What happened was Huey actually left me in charge of the party because he said he was tired and his knees was hurting. And, you know, he needed somebody with strength to carry on. And when we met, it looked to him like I had an army already because I'm the godmother of the Lower Bottom, it's in West Oakland, which the village is kind of towed down now. But we had a village down there one time, and it was making a difference because we were that village that was taking care of a kid. Because we had to take care of kids that the parents was on crack, where they was not having no food, and we were feeding the kids, and like the program went to a smaller source of you know, doing things, because if we just had one person to feed that day, they were going to get fed. So the program has lasted, and we have had a housing project for a good 8 or 10 years. We had the Huey P. Newton homes at in East Oakland, in Sabrani Park at 361 and 363 105th Avenue, where we had the formerly incarcerated, mentally ill with sugar diabetes, and now we've added to our program with Hep C. And those were our target, the people that we wanted to help. That was our target population that we wanted to deal with because of things that's been going on and how the people that have been incarcerated have such a hard time to come back into the community and have a place where they could come, a place where they would be not, looked at on as, somebody that, wasn't worth it, or, we gave them a sense of pride. And that's what we need, and that's what's happening now with our situation, the way we dealing with it in the black community, is because we're not really showing love for one another, and we've got barriers around ourselves and around our children and around the community as a whole. Because at one time when I was growing up, you would get whooped by whoever seen you do whatever, and then you would get whooped again when you got home. Well, a lot of our values and those things, even if they are seeming what they call now child abuse, because you could get in trouble for even, spanking your kids or whatever, and it kind of took away our the way we was handling our business. I mean, that was our culture, whether it was right or whether it was wrong. It worked on me. I was afraid. It kept me with having respect for elderly people and respect for everybody in the neighborhood, men, women, and even children. You were scared to do something to somebody, because if they told on you, you were going to get, chastised and probably whooped and punished and whatever else that went along with all of that.
Yeah. So, thank you. I'm studying the Black Panther Party right now at Mirror College.
Yes, ma'am.
It's strategies for organizing the people, and the professor's name is Erica Huggins, former Black Panther Party member.
Yes, ma'am.
And one thing that so interests me about studying about the party is the 10-point plan.
Yes.
Paula, I'm going to have you talk about that.
Okay, that was actually our next question, was what has changed on the 10-point program. But I want to read the 10-point program, and then we can go from there.
Okay, thank you.
We want freedom. We want power to determine the destiny of our black and poor communities. We want full employment for our people. We want an end to the robbery by the capitalists of our communities. We want decent housing fit for the shelter of human beings. We want education for our people that exposes the true nature of this decadent American society. We want education that teaches us our true history and our role in the present-day society. We believe in an educational system that will give up our people knowledge of self. We want all black men and women to be exempt from military service. We want an immediate end to police brutality and murder of black and poor people. We want freedom for all black men and women held in federal, state, county, and city jails and prisons. We want all black people, when brought to trial, to be tried in a court by a jury of their peer group or people from their black communities as defined by the Constitution of the United States. We want land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace.
Thank you. So, in reading the historical legacy of the 10-point plan,
Yes.
we need those today. Wouldn't you say so?
We need
those
them
today.
right now.
So, Patricia, can you tell us and the viewers what has changed since the 10-point program?
Well, I felt like that the 10-point program needed to be adjusted to the ways of things that had happened before, because they did give us decent housing. But what happened to it? It's gone. They took it away. It made it to the point where we weren't able to afford the housing, and we could see things that's going on, like, we're not blind, and we could see the things that's going on, like the gentrification right here in West Oakland, how now you can't hardly find a black person with a spot down there. Like, it was everybody was down there, and it was like our village. And it's like, to me now, that, they may as well have taken a bulldozer and just rolled it through the community, because we are scattered now, and the bulldozer and throwed us left and it throwed us right, and the places that they came from when they left wherever they was at, to come to West Oakland, to gentrification, to us, we can't go there. So we're left with nowhere to go and nothing to do. So that was important to change that program into this having decent housing, affordable housing to purchase. Was a change that I thought would be better. And as far as the jobs, and remember when back in the day, 20, 30 years ago, they had all the programs and everybody had jobs. But where are our men today and where are our women today that's been looking for jobs for maybe 15 or 20 years and can't find one? And people are saying it's so easy to get one, but it's not easy for us. So, I did the design, and like right after the slavery, when the people, they didn't come into just working in factories because it wasn't really none. The people got in, and if they could cook good, they cooked some food and sold that. If they could wash and iron, whatever they could do, they did that to, and it was kind of like a little entrepreneur thing going on. And I think that needs to be brought back, because once the factories came and people stopped doing it, they made it so hard for you to make a dress. And that could come to the factory where you could make 1 million of them in a day, where, what I'm saying, it kind of like wiped us out again. So, I think that if we go back to the entrepreneur thing, they can't take the jobs away from us because they won't be in charge of what time we come to work, how long we stay there, and all these different things that we have other people in charge over us, so we can never really get anywhere, because if they give us, they're not giving us enough money when we do work. They paying us working us like Hebrew slaves for nothing. So basically, the changes were about that. Income and education is another thing that if you could realize that you could get home and read some books and get your PhD right there on your bed.
Right.
You ain't got to, if you can't afford to go to school, that's not no reason for you still not to be trying to learn something, because you can go to the library and you could check books out if you can't afford to buy none. They sit there, if you got to use the reference books, sit right there and do it. What we got to do is work hard for our struggle, because our struggle is here and it's not getting no better, it's getting worse. And, other than that, the 10-point program is just what we need still, like you said, what we need today. Ain't nothing changed, and maybe we even need it greater at this day and time than we did in the past, because of the different time that it is. We living in the age of Aquarius now, and the age of Aquarius is what time with the black people is going to get they stuff, and they're going to get they tenfold and they sevenfold and all that stuff they was promised us in the Bible times. Because one thing that I haven't heard nobody talk about too much no more was 2012. Now, when they talked about 2012 and all this stuff was supposed to happen, something did happen, but they're not talking about it no more. And we were going to wonder why they're not talking about it no more. They're not talking about it no more because it was like something that they wanted us to see as being something bad, like it was going to be the end of the world for us, but it's actually going to be the end for somebody else. Our time is just getting ready to start, boo-boo.
So, thank you for all that.
Yes.
Now, West Oakland, so much happened in West Oakland, and West Oakland has been the center, epic center, with so much happening. And something happened on 7th Street. I'm going to have Paula talk about that.
Yes. Do you know what happened on 7th Street in 1964?
Yes, I do.
When Huey P. Newton was shot.
Yes, I know what happened. Because when Huey got shot, he went to a lot of stuff after he got shot. Because this is a picture of him laying on the gurney at Highland Hospital. Now, what happened down on 7th Street was he got shot and a couple of police got shot.
Okay.
They say that Huey shot one of the police, but all the guns and the bullets was police guns and bullets.
Okay.
So what I actually think happened is the police shot themselves. Okay. And this is what I've been told by Huey, what happened, that he didn't shoot nobody. He got shot. And when he laid on the gurney with shot, would have his stomach shot out before he got here to Highland, and they handcuffed him to the gurney. He had been to 3 other hospitals that refused to take him just because he was a black man called Huey P. Newton that they had something against.
Yeah.
And when he got there, they handcuffed him to the gurney. Then they say they never handcuffed him to the gurney. But we see here, that boy handcuffed to the gurney.
Yeah.
His stomach is half shot out. They said he's sitting right here by, this has got a dirty needles. These people said that never happened. But we have people like Walt Miller who took this picture.
Okay.
Walt Miller was a photographer for KDIA. He was a political editor.
Okay.
And he had just got this brand new camera that you could flip the film easily out. So what he did was took 2 shots. He took 2, click, click, and then took off running. Now, you know, if this had been somebody black that did that, they would have been laying dead in Highland. And probably right next to him without in the room, what it don't look like no operating room, don't look like nothing where nobody would be sitting up there, you know, with their stomach shot out. Ain't no doctor in there. I see a nurse. You know, but it was like what happens to us when something happens to us is like a whole bunch of different than it do when it happened to somebody else. And for that to go on and for the police to catch up with the man and take his camera, expose the film, you know, old-fashioned film, you expose it, it's not there no more. But the film was in his pocket, the real film that had this picture right here on the film, which you could see still right here today. It's an old film. I guess it's 50 years old. This happened in 1964. But as you could see, that they lied and said that they never did it. But if you could see today that they lied and say they don't do it right now here today, when it come down to Oscar Grant, when it come down to these people that they are still, Pope Trayvon Martin, you know, and all these people that I'm not going to sit up here and name everybody that because everybody know, but it's showing a history of 50 years that these people have been doing the same thing to us and then lying about it. And I think it's time for y'all to stop. I don't care. It's just time for you to stop because we could see this. We could see the gentrification. We have eyes, and this stuff hurts. And this stuff is having an effect on us and our children. It's having an effect on the whole community.
Yes, it is.
And it's like I said, it needs to stop. Y'all need to stop and see what kind of things that you are doing to a whole people. And if y'all don't want us around, just give us some land and let us get on up out of here. Because personally, you know, if you know, we accepted the white people as they came into West Oakland, buying up all the houses and stuff, making it to where nobody could afford to even pay a rent. I had went and was living in one house, and the rent went from $350 a month to that same small 1-bedroom apartment to $1,200 a month because of Section 8 and all these other things that came in and was paying people money for these raggedy places that they had us in. But now it's a whole different story. They're down there fixing up all the streets and got sidewalks coming in. They even had some police walking the beat down in West Oakland for a minute there once they got 4 or 5 white people down there. And it was something that had never been. And they was telling the black people that they couldn't even sit on the streets down there. And I'd have been seeing them doing it for 50 years. I knew Miss Naomi stayed right up there. In 50 years, I've been seeing them same thing. They had the couches out there, the chair. They've been doing that. But why after this time they made it where, oh, no, y'all got to go?
Yeah, so it's getting quite emotional when we talk about this, and it's getting very emotional. And I can see Paula over there being touched by what you're saying. And Paula, is there anything you want to say regarding this?
It's just that I've known Sister P a long time. I knew Huey. I know all of the struggles that she's been going through.
Yeah.
And it's just hard talking about it. I mean, even though it's been many years, but we still do a lot of things right now in the community. Right. We've never stopped doing things in the community. feeding people, feeding the homeless, helping the seniors, dealing with nutrition. It's something that we have to do, and I know we're going to continue. It's just that I really wanted people to be educated about Huey, because I don't think they know the true person of who he truly was. It's a whole nother side of Huey that they don't know. They don't know about the tenderness. They don't know about the softness. They don't know about him thinking about the seniors. He could be out somewhere and he would stop what he was doing to help a senior, whether they needed food or if they just needed to get home. He was that type of person. He would stop what he was doing and make sure that person got home, or make sure that they had something to eat. So it is very emotional for me. And I just feel that if people just pay attention and listen to what we're saying, it's so much information. You learn something every day, but this is about our history. So that's why they need to pay attention.
Yes, I agree. And I know here lately there is a lot of talk about Black Lives Matter. And why do Black Lives Matter? When you think in terms of the civil rights movement, what happened in that era, what were they trying to accomplish?
I think they just wanted people to know that we do matter.
Yes.
Our lives matter. They're not trying to hurt anybody. They're not trying to do any harm to anyone. They just want the population at large to stop and pay attention that our lives matter. Our young men, our Black men have been getting killed every day.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
For useless and simple things. So we want people to know that our lives matter. Our children matter. Our parents matter. Our grandparents matter.
Yes.
We all matter. And it's time that not only should we stop and pay attention to ourselves, we want everyone else to stop and pay attention.
Yes.
Because we're not going anywhere. They can't push us to the ocean like we're going to drop off in the ocean. They can't push us to South America. They can't push us to Canada. We've been here for all these 400 years. Do you think we're going anywhere else?
Yeah. So you made a really good point there, and I want to remind you all that when I read in the Bible, it talks about how God had man the head of the family, and I admire that because we look to the men in our lives as our headship, and so many of them are under attack, like you said, being murdered and being in prison. And I want to ask you, Patricia, what is the status of the Black man in America today? What is the status of Black men in America? In America.
I think this is a status.
That's upside down. Is that upside down?
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I think this is a status. The same one that we've had for years. This is a noose.
Okay.
This is last year.
Okay.
Where, nothing has changed for us. They're showing us that Black lives don't matter by letting something like this be available to be done in 2014. It's just absolutely where the status of the Black man is the lowest it's probably ever been. And the reason is why, back to the age of Aquarius, it's our time. The time that the devil was given to reign is basically over. You know what I'm saying? It's Black people are coming up. You see, even if with the athletes, with the movie stars, with the entertainers, we have never had the kind of money that we have now in our history being here in North America as we came over for slaves. We never have had nothing like we got now. Some of the biggest people that they got we got a black president. That's one thing right there that would show you the changes that have been made. But then for us to have that, and this is the kind of stuff to still be going on, it lets me see that ain't nothing really done changed. It's like whitewashed over to make us think that a change is being made. But they want instant change when they want to change. But I've had white people to tell me, oh, it takes time. Well, y'all done had all this time. I'm not willing to give you no more of mine. You know, like if you guys, everybody said free Huey. I don't know if they freed Huey or not. Huey is not free because I am we. So when Huey got shot and his blood ran down the street, that was not just Huey's blood that ran down the street. That was the blood of all the black people that is in the struggle. It was the blood of all the black people that has to come after we are gone. And they are still going to be subject to this same kind of thing. It's not going to stop unless we as a people do something to stop it. And I think that having respect, education, if we go and get this thing that the 10-point program, if we get this thing that this 10-point program is got lined out, and here it is right here in black and white. If we start doing these things and let other people start giving us the tools and allowing us to do this for ourselves, this would be all we need. You know, we have something laid out that we know what we need, we know what we want, but we don't know how to go get it.
Right.
You know?
So I know that before we close, I know you brought a lot of photos, and I want you to talk about those. Paula, you want to go over those?
I'm going to hold this one up.
Thank you.
This one here is just something that I made myself. It was just a collage of a thing that, you know, a tribute to Huey.
Okay.
A tribute to Huey and some of the things that he tried to start and some of the things that he tried to have going on to not, you know, I mean, if you look at it, it's white people on there, Chinese people on there, it's all kind of people on there. So the Black Panther Party was never actually supposed to be a party that was about black and white. It was a political party about freedom, justice, and equality, and the things that we need and the things that we deserve as black people.
Okay.
One thing that we are having is a fashion show, and this fashion show is going to be held at Parks Chapel Church on Easter Sunday. It's intergenerational, it's interracial, and it's interdenominational. In other words, we don't care how old you are, what church you go to, or what color you are. We need to break down the barriers of the churches having a wall built around them. Christ did not have no wall built around nothing in the wilderness. Everybody could see each other, and that's what I think that we need. Our church is Parks Chapel, and we are trying to do what we call increase. We're trying to increase love. We're trying to increase freedom, justice, equality, and all the things that this 10-point program is laying out. And we're starting like this. We are one. This week is the Muslims are celebrating Savior's Day. The Chinese people are celebrating Chinese New Year's. Us as black people, what are we going to celebrate? When are we going to have something to celebrate? What do we even have to celebrate? Our history is taken away. Our culture is taken away. Any dates that we have, and we wanted to, like, they tried to get something for little Bobby Hutton, who lost his life, the secretary of the Panthers, the treasurer of the Panthers, who lost his life, and they never have came up with nothing with his name on it, nothing with Huey's name on it. All these things have been promised, but if we don't do it ourselves, it's not going to be done. If we keep depending on other people to save us and save our kids and, you know, give us an education and, you know, take care of us when we're sick, you know what I'm saying? We need, like Dr. Peterson said, we need to be taking care of our own people. You know, we are dependent on everybody else to do stuff for us that we are capable of doing for ourselves.
So, Patricia, thank you. Before we close, I wanted to give the viewers some information. Where can they learn more about the Black Panther Party?
Okay, let's see, this is the flyer right here, and it is...
The official website of the Black Panther Party alumni.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Okay.
it was, and this is the it's www. It's a beautiful time.
I think it's about time, isn't it?
BlackPantherParty.com.
So it's about
This is
time.
Black Panthers
About time.
Online.
Yeah.
It's about
I want to
time.
look at that again, Paula, and read that
Oh,
out again.
okay, it's about time.
Beep,
All right,
beep,
that's what it says. It's about time. But anyway, this
Okay.
is, they have a phone number on here, and it's area code 916-455-0908. Again, area code 916-455-0908.
So I want to reread that again. So the official website is www.itsabouttimepsandball.com. BlackPantherParty.com. That's the full name on that. And you can go on there and learn all you want regarding the history of the Black Panther Party alumni. Did you want to say something, Paula?
Let's see, but I just wanted to ask one last question. But this is www.itsabouttime.bpp.com.
Right.
And the phone number is 916-455-0906.
Okay.
And my last question to you is, do you have a message for Huey?
Yes.
Yes, I do. I have a message for Huey. And I had wrote a poem, and I can't remember what the poem said, but I'd like for Huey to know that we miss him. And we love him. And we know that he was only here for a short time, but he brought laughter and love, and he did it in abundance. And I want him to know that we are thinking about him, and we are working towards getting everything did that we can do about working on that 10-point program that was so beautifully laid out that we need so much.
Yes.
And I'd like to let him know that we are not going to let him be forgotten. That we're going to, if we have to go to Sears Tower and scream out his name, we're going to let everybody know that he's still around and that his program is still being looked at as one of the things that has changed the lives of a lot of children and a lot of adults. And, you know, not just black people, but people all over the world, because they have seen that it does make a difference, and everybody knows that Black Lives Matter.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you for watching Sharing Stories, and hopefully you learned something today, and we'll check out the Black Panther Party website and gain more information. Paula, you want to do a closing statement?
Also, I want people to check out Black Lives Matter. It's a very growing organization, and it was started by 3 black women
Okay.
right here in Oakland.
Okay, so there you have it. Thank you for watching Sharing Stories, and we're always looking for stories, and you can be the next one. Thank you.
Thank you.